Your boy is back. I know it's been a few days, but I have a good explanation. See, your guy right here, he was moving. So that's why I haven't been here. But I guess during the time when I was gone, hey, look at the NBA. 2 games into the NBA Finals. We got the Heat. We got the Nuggets. They're tied 1-1. This seems like the same hotel that we've seen in these playoffs in regards to the Miami Heat here. And it has basically like the David versus Goliath thing, to where the Heat, underdogs for sure. A lot of people count them out. And then all of a sudden, the Heat, their will, their hunger to out-hustle, to outplay you, to outwork you, to do all the dirty, get your hands dirty, do all the little things to get things done. And bam. Look at them now. They're here in the finals. They beat Denver in Denver. That's the first time Denver has lost in the postseason all year at home. And also, that's the first time that the Miami Heat has won in Denver since 2016. Yeah, that's, 7 years. 7 years since. So, who knows? But I'm here for it. And for the record, I have the Heat winning this series in 7. And in order for the Heat to do so, they have to play like they did in Game 2. What I mean by that is that's definitely a couple of things. One, for starters, first and foremost, they cannot play at the same pace and style as the Denver Nuggets, meaning the Denver Nuggets can score in bunches at times. We've seen it last series, and even the series before then, between with the Lakers, and then before that with the Suns. And in Game 2, it was traces of it in the second quarter, to where the Nuggets hit like 4 or 5 straight threes. They went on a 12-0 run. All of a sudden, just blew the game wide open. And it felt like Game 1 all over again, but the Heat did not go away. And that's because the Heat, is actually hitting shots this time. Instead of, Strus going, 0 for 10 in Game 1, 0 for 9 behind the arc, and Caleb Martin 1 for 7 from the field, Duncan Robinson 1 for 6 from the field. It was a completely different story. Like, Strus came out and hit 3 of his first 4 threes in Game 2. Set the tone. Duncan Robinson scored 10 points in the fourth quarter. Caleb Martin was hitting timely threes. Gabe Vincent made his presence felt. They all did. And so yeah, in order for the Heat to win, they have to be aggressive, attack the basket. If the defense collapses, then you find your shooter. Put the ball in the shooter's pocket, in rhythm. Timing means everything for a shooter. Get good quality shots. Not saying they was doing that in Game 1 per se, because they really wasn't, because they got to the free throw line twice. But, you just can't, pull up in someone's face all the time if you're the Miami Heat going against the Denver Nuggets. It doesn't work that way. It don't. That's first and foremost. Second, you let Jokic do all the work and take everyone else out the game. Jokic had 44 points. And for what it appears to be in this postseason here, pretty sure I saw a stat to where anytime that the Joker has scored 40-something points in a playoff game, they're 0-3 now. That means he's not really getting the assist that he's normally accustomed to getting. That means everyone else, is not as involved in the game. They're not. Mike Malone, coach of the Denver Nuggets, talked about effort. And he has a point. Like, we're in the NBA Finals. We shouldn't be talking about effort in the NBA Finals. That is very valid. But, when you got Michael Porter Jr., lost, on defense at times and only scoring 5 points. When you got KCP just allowing Duncan Robinson to get hot in the fourth quarter, he only scored 6 points, and it's like, yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. I'm sorry. So Jokic had 41 points. Jamal Murray had 18. Gordon had 12. Bruce Brown had 5. I mean, that's pretty much it. But the fact that Jokic took 28 shots and only 4 assists, yeah, that's not going to cut it. That's not. Especially when you have 3 players for the Heat got 20-plus points in the game between Vincent Adebayo and Jimmy Butler. Yeah, that's not going to cut it. It's just not. So, Game 3, tomorrow night, Miami, South Beach. Man, I expect the Heat to win. Game 3. Now, Game 4, that's a different story. But I tell you this much. I will tell you this much. If the Heat ends up winning Games 3 and 4, the Nuggets are in trouble. The Nuggets are in deep trouble. So we'll see. And if that's the case, if the Nuggets lose this series, and I was telling a few people this on Facebook, and pretty much agree that this Heat championship, the weight of this title, would compare to the Mavericks in 2011 when they ironically beat the Heat, and that was the first year that the Big Three assembled in South Beach between LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. And I would also say the 2004 Pistons, where they beat the Lakers super team, which consisted of Shaq, Kobe Bryant, Karl Malone, and Gary Payton. Like, this title, if they was to win it, would mean that much. It would hold that much weight. Because the 11 Mavs and the 04 Pistons, to me, in my lifetime, those 2 championships stick out. Because of how great the opponent was that got defeated. Like the Lakers, it was remarkable. Because nobody counted the Pistons to win that title. Nobody. I didn't think Detroit was going to win. I was hoping Detroit was going to win. I'm not a Lakers fan at all. I despise the Lakers. Years and years of despising the Lakers. So yeah, for them to win in 5, that was impressive. For Ben Wallace to neutralize Shaq, and Shaq was still pretty good. It wasn't like, the 2000 Shaq or the 01-02 Shaq, but that Shaq was still getting it done. He was. It wasn't like Shaq in 07. It's still Shaq in 04. So yeah, that was mightily impressive. And, the Pistons, they didn't really have a superstar. You had Chauncey Billups, Big Shot Billups. You had Rip Hamilton. You had Tayshaun Prince, Rasheed Wallace, Ben Wallace. Like, you just had a gritty Motown team ready to come to play. So yeah, and then, in 11, Dallas, like I said, going against the Big Three, that was the first year they were assembled. Dallas had Dirk, and Dirk, was basically labeled as soft in his career. He was soft. He was proven soft back in 06 when they lost to Miami in the finals. And for him to, win league MVP, I forgot exactly what year that was, and I'll look it up in a second. But when the year that he won league MVP, and they think they were the number 1 seed and got put out in the first round. Yeah, that was. Yeah, he just been labeled as soft. He's been labeled as someone that could be pushed around. Someone that could be bullied. And it was the 2007 year. So it was the year after they went to the finals. You know, Dirk won MVP. They won 67 games that year and got bounced in the first round. So, yeah. And so for Dirk to go against that team, beat them, I think when they added Tyson Chandler to the mix, it really transformed their defense. And even Dirk was playing defense. He was, being physical in that series. I mean, Jason Kidd was past his prime, but he was a key component to that title. Sean Marion was there. I think Caron Butler, but he was hurt, I believe. He didn't play in that series. Deshaun Stevenson. I'm just, trying to remember the names off the top of my head. Jason Terry, JJ Barea. Man, that team was good. And that team swept the Lakers prior to get there. And the Lakers was 2-time defending champs. They still Black Mamba. Andrew Bynum, Pau Gasol, Lamar Odom, Derek Fisher. That team was still good. That team was loaded. Phil Jackson was still the coach. Yeah, so yeah, those 2 titles stick out to me. They do. So if Miami was to pull this off, it would be remarkable. Jimmy Butler, at that point, in my opinion, Hall of Fame, basically cemented at that point. Just because of this Hall of Fame worthy playoff run, it'd be almost inevitable at that point for Jimmy to make the Hall going out like this. And then for Denver, if Denver was to win, people like Chris Broussard, Fox Sports 1, saying that if Jokic wins the title, he would rank Nikola Jokic higher than Dirk Nowitzki. And legacy-wise, I can't just yet. I get where you're coming from because, Jokic is a 2-time MVP. Then he'll more than likely win finals MVP. The man's, I think, 27 years old. And he has all these accolades already. But, Dirk put in the body of work. And Dirk is, I forgot where on the all-time scoring list. But I know he's up there. And I'm about to look it up in a second for us. So Dirk is 6th all-time in scoring with 31,560 points. 6th all-time. So, if Jokic, plays at this level for another 5 years, and he wins the title, and yeah, I could do it. I would do it. It's not taking anything away from Jokic now. It's just more so, Dirk played 21 years. All with Dallas. That means something to me. And I think it means something to a lot of people too. But yeah, if Denver wins this title, it'd definitely be the first in their franchise history. This is actually their first trip to the NBA Finals. This title would be impressive. It wouldn't. I would not put it on the level of Mavs in 11 or Pistons in 04. But no, it would be a very impressive title because a lot of us, and definitely including myself, didn't think Denver was, it's real. A couple years ago back in the bubble, we thought they was up and coming. And then the next season, I think around the trade deadline, they traded for Aaron Gordon. And this is the part I forgot personally. I forgot that 8 games into that trade, that's when Jamal Murray tore his ACL. And so we didn't really get the chance to see Denver at its full potential for like 2 years because of that. So now you got a healthy Jamal Murray who's fully back, and as you can see, he's been lights out doing his thing. You got Aaron Gordon, you got Jokic, you got Michael Porter Jr., who's more than, for the most part, turned the corner. There's still times to where if he's not engaged on offense or hitting shots, then his defense becomes a problem. You haven't seen it too much lately, but it happened in game 2. Quatavious Caldwell-Pope, Bruce Brown, Jeff Green, Christian Braun. The team is good. It's a well put together nucleus. You're young. You're sprinkling a little championship experience there with KCP. Sprinkling a veteran and Jeff Green. And you have a big man that's virtually guardable, who can't jump over a curb, who can't, move faster than a turtle at times, but yet he's unguardable. Let that sink in. But nevertheless, I'm happy with these finals. It's something new, it's something refreshing. We're gonna get a new champion. We're either gonna get an epic story, or we're gonna get a brand new spanking champion in the first franchise history. Both teams are deserving based on how they've been playing. It's just been phenomenal. It's definitely been phenomenal. So yeah, game 3 is tomorrow night, South Beach, 7:30 Central Time. Denver right now is a 2.5-point favorite. I'm taking the Heat. So I'm definitely taking the Heat to cover that. I'm taking the points for the Heat. Probably taking the money line. But yeah, man. But yeah, we'll get more into it because Thursday we have results then. So we'll talk about game 3 on Thursday. Game 4 is Friday. Game 5 is Monday. So we'll have games 4 and 5 on on Tuesday when I come back around afterwards. Early Morning Sports Talk podcast on Saturday. So, have the coverage of games 3 and 4 then too. So pretty much we'll be locked into the NBA Finals. NFL, we got OTAs. It's past June 1st. That means we're going to start seeing some veterans getting cut here or traded, including Dalvin Cook. I can't wait for that as a Bears fan. Get out of my division. Thank you for your services. But you got to go. And so on and so forth. So continue to rock with your boy right here on the No Offense Radio and No Offense Network. Check me out on social media at JGoodWithSports. We're talking about Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Your boy's been really active on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook lately. Definitely really active. And of course, check out my podcast, JGoodWithSports Podcast, wherever you get your podcast from. So until then, we are in the lovely month of June. This is my favorite season. Summer is pretty much here. We're just waiting on the actual date on the calendar to tell us, I suppose. But nevertheless, you all be safe, enjoy, get to the money. But until next time, peace.